Welcome to Mystic Moons. It's been a while since I've done a Capricorn reading on love. I'm not sure why the video is skipping, but we'll give her privacy. But I did want to go and take a peek. Thank you for the like. Yes, so this is a reading for Capricorn. Anyone with significantly strong Capricorn energy. You could have a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising. You could have Capricorn in several planets throughout your house. Throughout your chart. You could have Capricorn throughout several houses. You could also have Capricorn in your personal planets. Anyway, if you feel Capricorn energy quite strong, we'll take a look. I also see this reading being for Capricorn Venuses, Capricorn 7th house, and Capricorn Jupiters. Okay, for love readings, you could definitely consider, besides the Venus, you can consider the 7th house. You can consider Jupiter. You could consider Lilith. You could consider the moon. You can consider Juno. But of course, it all comes down to how those energies play out in your chart. And I'm sure which ones you yourself feel. So Capricorn, let's take a look and see what is in your energy regarding love. If you appreciate my time, do give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please do share. You can check out the other videos if you feel called to. Capricorn and love. Ace of Wands, Capricorn with 3 of Wands. What have you been waiting for, Capricorn? Who have you been waiting for? I hear a barking outside. I wonder if it's a fox or something. Fox or coyote. Could it be a dog? Right now it is about 4 a.m. I do hope nothing's being eaten by something else. I'm out in the woods where I am. And in the back of in this room where I am, I'm facing a stretch of forest. My cat's listening to it. She's like, Anyway, something's out there. One moment. All my cats are alarmed. Oh, and I don't really want to go outside by myself in 4 o'clock into the woods. Oh, that sucks. A little creature is crying out there. A dog or a coyote, something. Oh. It really is crying. I don't even have a flashlight. I don't know what to do, but I am scared to go out in the middle. 4 a.m. into the dark, into the woods by myself. I don't even have a taser or anything like that to carry with me. Anyway, what a way to start off a Capricorn reading. Hello. But yes. Oh, I guess when you're by the woods, you hear things like that. I'll check it out in the morning. I have 3 other cats, and all of them are looking in the direction of the window. All of them are awake. Oh, well. Hello, Callista. Yes, apologies for that little delay. I wasn't anticipating that. But anyway, Capricorn reading. What kind of auspicious way was this to start it off? Alarm. And calling. Anyway, Capricorn. Starting off your reading, I think I just flipped these cards. Maybe we'll just start over. Let's start over. So yes, a Capricorn love reading. Let's see what we have. Capricorn, I have a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, I read my queens as cardinals. So we're starting off with Capricorn energy and bottom of the deck energy, a Queen of Swords. 3 of Pentacles, of course, is Capricorn energy. 3 of Wands, Ace of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Who do you allow in your space, Capricorn? Who have you been protecting yourself with in your own energy going forward independently? This looks like independently people now have to be a certain type of caliber to come close to you. Just don't allow anyone in necessarily. Standards have they gotten stronger? I don't know. I wouldn't say they've gotten stronger. They've just gotten more defined. With 3s, we do have collaboration here, but also, too, who do you spend time with? For what end do you spend time with? No longer, Capricorn, in this energy, are you as inclined, Capricorn, just to go and enjoy the moment? You know, there has to be something more to that than enjoying the moment. There also has to be in this energy, Capricorn, respect. One would say with 5 of Pentacles and Chariot here too, Capricorn, are they moving in the same energy as you? It's just not how they treat you, Capricorn. It's also how they treat themselves, how they view themselves, how they're viewing the future, how they're treating the present right now to prepare for the future. Threes could be significant here, Capricorn. A lot of self-determination. Self-respect, too, Capricorn, is in this reading to start. Thank you for the like. But we have a Queen of Pentacles. Let's find out more. Queen of Pentacles gets a King of Wands. That's a little ambiguous to me under a Queen of Pentacles, so let's continue building out and see what we have. As that we make use of our kitty easel. Six of Wands. Interesting. In this energy, it's almost like trying something new. Someone new is coming to you. I would say also, too, in this energy, King of Wands, Six of Wands, with the Fool, with the Four of Cups. Capricorn, it's like in this energy, the person who you will meet will be an innovator. Also, too, someone who's not afraid, Capricorn, to walk their own path. This person probably does take entrepreneurship very seriously, but they're also going to make sure it's a sure thing, despite the fact that we have the Fool here. Four of Cups levels that out. Person balancing the pros and cons. Person is looking to go and make an impact. Will probably not move forward, and not just about you, in their life philosophy or how they move in life. They're not going to move forward unless there's a they can at least gain some attention in what they do. You're getting someone who's an entrepreneurial, but this person in this energy, you still hear something? Come on. In this energy, you have someone who's savvy about what they can do, how to position themselves, and someone who does like to innovate. Fool, I have Tower, Death. Oh, interesting. I say it's interesting because in this energy, Capricorn, especially with Queen of Pentacles, one could say Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign. I see first and foremost a Queen of Pentacles being a queen of commitment, a queen of growth, a queen of support. With Fool, Tower, Death, and 10 of Pentacles, how things have been, Capricorn. Are you ready for a change? Because a change is what's being offered here in very striking, very strong energy. One could say too, Capricorn, in this energy, especially with Death and Tower being Scorpio energy, the Fool, I read my Fools as Aquarius. We could be talking about the period that just recently ended to mid, or is it beginning March? Well, just about towards the end of winter. No, excuse me, February, mid-February. Of course, we do have this strong Piscean energy here, and I would say a Capricorn, very strong energy. Eight of Cups is Pisces, Moon and High Priestess are Pisces energy. If we were still going to be thinking about timing here, well, first of all, something is coming that's going to hit you by surprise. You could find yourself in a more committed state if you already are committed. Family proposal, things of that nature. You could be like completely binded to your relationship if you already are in one. And likewise, in this energy, somebody could be proposing someone who perhaps moves, as I said, differently than what you're used to, or they could just be an entrepreneur. But this definitely is some pretty heavy a proposal that you won't really expect coming to you. Signs here that I see so far, Capricorn. I see Leo, Cancer, Aquarius, Scorpio, Virgo, Pisces. And I'm going to say too, Capricorn, if you want to consider where you have Scorpio energy, if you have Scorpio energy in your chart, take a look at that, either the planets or the houses, because that's probably too where this big shakeup is coming that's going to affect love, romance, and partnership for you. Let's see. She's a good sport. Let's go and check out King of Wands. King of Wands. We have a 10. Oops. Make sure we put them back in the right way. We have a 10 of Cups, some more Piscean energy coming up here. 5 of Pentacles. And Temperance. Bottom of the deck energy, a King of Cups. 3 of Wands. Capricorn, a person who is in this energy, they probably will propose some sort of relationship with you that they haven't experienced themselves yet to that degree. So whether that is marriage, some sort of commitment, it's going to be at a much deeper level than they have experienced before. That's essentially what this energy is. Signs that are up here are Pisces, Taurus, and Sagittarius. I'm also going to say in this energy too, this is a person who probably before didn't really have the interest or maybe the time. Maybe the time. We'll check out that 6 of Wands. To be connected to another, to be supportive of another, to be able to be prepared to give to another that wasn't necessarily themselves. There's a little bit of that nuance in there. King of Cups, 3 of Wands. This King of Wands is probably here because Capricorn, the person you're meeting, is someone who they haven't loved before, they haven't loved deeply, they haven't loved seriously, something along that energy. They haven't been affected. Six of Wands gets a Queen of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Well, Capricorn, no one could have met your standards just yet. 5 of Cups, Judgment, and 9 of Pentacles. Easier to remain by yourself. Also, to the quality of which to partner has been not to one's taste. I say that too because we have a Queen of Wands with an 8 of Pentacles and an 8 of Swords. under a Six of Wands. Essentially, this is keeping busy with your own agenda, your own things, your own routine. And also, too, while keeping a lookout, you're still primarily going to be involved in yourself as long as nothing suitable comes up. I would also say, too, with the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords here, it's almost like, not quite, but almost, not quite blocking out just people watching, crowd watching, but it's also like distracting yourself or keeping yourself busy with yourself and your own interest, your own routine, your own circles. And in this energy, perhaps being a little too closed off, but definitely very singular energy here. But you know, the interesting thing about here too, with the eights coming up, is you know, eights are numbers of fate and of destiny. Like in this energy, Capricorn, it has been necessary for you to focus on yourself and your skills. And also, too, just to go and simply pay attention to yourself, be your own unique person. To wait for that timing for basically your counterpart to come up. And as I said, with your counterpart here, this is someone who before, well, this person is new to love, or at least the sort of love that they'd like to pursue with you. An entirely new experience for them. To want to commit. Thank you for the likes. To want to commit. To want to share. To want to support. So we have four of, oops, sorry, little girl. We have Four of Wands. My cards are slippery. I'm using the new ones. It's okay, little honey. I was dreaming. She can go back and dream. So we have Four of Cups. Four of Cups. I have six of, lots of Scorpio energy here, coming up here too, Capricorn. I'm not really getting so much of this as a person who's around you already, or someone who you'll meet, so much as the type of person is a message that I'm pulling up. But with all this Scorpio energy skirting about, I definitely would consider, again, where a Scorpio sits in your chart. Think about what has happened this past late fall, mid-late fall. And of course, if you know anybody who has Scorpio energy as well around you. You gonna leave? She says, oh, I'm getting distracted. You gonna leave, honey? She says, but I like it here. Anyway, we have our Four of Cups is clarified by a Six of Cups. Justice. And Empress. Capricorn, this energy feels really new to me, though, overall. If this is someone who you do know, I want to say I feel like you've met them recently. Maybe, Capricorn, there is someone with Scorpio energy who has been around you, but if they have, I would, and if you know them, I would definitely say this is someone who hasn't really committed to anybody before, or been in a relationship before, or been in a serious relationship before, something along those lines. Because what this person is prepared to offer you, Capricorn, is something that they themselves have never even had the interest in pursuing other things I feel like connected to their work and how they move about in the world, took a greater priority than necessarily finding someone who really struck them as their counterpart. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. So with a Four of Cups clarified by a Six of Cups, Justice, and Empress. I'm not really getting so much, although it could be. We're reading for a collective. This could be in this energy, someone wondering how to go and give justice to the relationship. But it's also, too, like reflecting on that which they have cared about before, and also, too, what they've learned so far about sharing, support, relationships, giving, the proper way to go and give, the proper way to treat somebody who you respect, and also to thinking about how do they properly show or convey how valuable they find you. Energies here, Capricorn. Well, I already said we had some Cancer. We also had some Pisces. Well, we have significant Scorpio that just popped its way throughout the whole reading. We also have, give me a second, we have some Taurus. And then we have a scattering of, I was about to say Temperance, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Leo. A little bit of energies all in all, but I would say prominent energies, really strong water, combined with that fire. But we could also think of, in this energy, Capricorn, here's someone who really, they're having, their heart chakra is expanding. They actually have a desire to love, a desire to be in a partnership. Capricorn, let's go and check out the 12 zodiac sign breakdown. Now, I don't quite recall when I did the last one. I don't know if it was a week ago or longer. The days have been like that for me. But if you're curious and if you want to cross-watch, as I said, I don't even recall which ones I have been doing or haven't. But you can take a look at the other signs if there's anyone who you're interested in for cross-watching. Excuse me. But I would see this portion, Capricorn, as for the love forecast and seeing how other signs are reacting to you or how other signs are viewing you. And the sort of energy that I feel when I pull these are pink energy, not necessarily the red energy of passion and lust, love, and those sorts, but the pink energy of empathy, understanding, commitment, that sort of energy to go and build a platform in which all the other auric vibrations could grow from. They could be turning into magenta and violet and orange and red, right? They could turn into blue. They could turn into bright, clear, white light. Anyway, but let's start off first with pink energy. And with that said, too, Capricorn, this could be someone in the energy of passion, love, interest. It could also be in the energy of friendship. So you can think about this definitely in terms of your friends. This could be someone who you know, who may or may not be talking to them. But if you're not talking to them, they're on your mind. And this also could be someone who you meet. So those nuances are what we are leaving it open for. And if it becomes more narrowed down, more specific, we'll see. All right, so Capricorn. Let's see the first collective we'll start with. Judgments are always, they feel like they compose of a bunch of signs. Capricorn, let's start off with air. Let's go and see how Gemini feels about you. If you met a Gemini, Capricorn, if you're dealing with a Gemini, that Gemini towards you. Emperor, High Priestess, Gemini. If you're dealing with a Gemini, Capricorn, what has that Gemini already conveyed to you? There's more yet unsaid that probably could be shared to you, Capricorn, but Gemini has made a stance. Gemini also has other reasons they have not shared with you. I don't think in this energy Gemini is necessarily willing to share with you. What Gemini has presented right now, they present it as their hill, their sign. If you are dealing with a Gemini, if you meet a Gemini in this energy, I feel like Gemini is just, not to say two-faced, but I feel like Gemini has only so far that they're going to go and share. There's a lot more depth that Gemini will not exactly be open to revealing to you. I will say, though, in this energy, before we start pulling some more, Capricorn, if you're dealing with a Gemini, well, let's see. I feel like with what they so far tell you is accurate. They're just not telling you the whole story. They're not telling you what else is going on, what else they're working on. They're not telling you details. But Emperor energy is pretty emphatic here. So that Emperor gets a King of Swords. We're doing Gemini, right? Just checking. A King of Swords and a Knight of Swords. What has Gemini told you? What will Gemini tell you? Okay. Capricorn, if you're dealing with a Gemini, Gemini is going to be very reticent about what they share with you. And I think in this energy, I don't know if they've overshared before, but they want to control the narrative of how you perceive them. Gemini is going to be very studied in the image they hope you see of them. If you're dealing with a Gemini, not to say necessarily it's not all there. But Gemini is going to be very guarded to make sure that you don't see their faults or you don't see the disappointments that they've faced. You don't see the slip-ups that they've had to go and deal with, or possibly could be dealing with in this energy. Gemini could even come off a little haughty, and they could also shut certain avenues of conversation down not too nicely, or not nicely, whatever. But in this energy, it's only because they really want to present and protect a certain narrative they have going on. Anyway, let's go and check out the next air sign. Capricorn. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, Capricorn energy had to come out with that devil, right? Some more Capricorn energy, Four of Pentacles. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, Aquarius is also not telling you the full story. Aquarius also wants to be in a very strong position with you. Aquarius is also withholding transparency from you. Aquarius is also watching you. Depending on how you move, Capricorn, depending upon how you react, Aquarius will change with you. Four of Cups, Nine of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. Well, very stable energy here. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, Aquarius is definitely as well not going to be transparent with you. Aquarius could be going through, do I actually want to go and see what Aquarius is dealing with? Aquarius could be finding that either the people who they really like and they go after, maybe something doesn't quite turn out right, or maybe they can't provide, or maybe there's too much. There's definitely something too much. Too much that's they can't necessarily control. Is it too much people? Too much commitment? Too little money? Too little support? I don't know. Something about Aquarius is not adequate for what is required for a partnership. And so I feel like in this energy, Aquarius is skittish. She says, can I sit back? She can sit back. Aquarius is skittish. And with this energy that we have here, Four of Cups, Nine of Swords, Four of Pentacles, there's something that Aquarius, if you're dealing with Aquarius, is lacking. They're trying to figure out how to obtain it, but they don't yet know how. They don't know how to move. They don't know how to speak about it. They don't know how to act on it. And so that's why Aquarius also probably is a little avoidant in this energy. Anyway, Aquarius, I kind of go, not quite yet. Let's go and see the next air sign. A Libra for Capricorn. Let's see. Page of Pentacles and Four of Cups. Libra seems like your best energy right now, Capricorn. So my bet right now would be let the other two signs, I don't know, do whatever they need to do. But Libra's energy looks nice. It looks interesting. In Libra's energy, Capricorn, Libra has been thinking about you. Or Libra will be thinking about you. Libra's been thinking about an opportunity. If you meet a Libra that matches you, if you haven't been dealing with a Libra, you're what Libra has been seeking, what Libra has been wanting, what Libra has been considering. Libra should be moving towards you in conservative energy. Small steps to see where they go, trying to move in the best possible way forward. Libra sees great potential in you. Capricorn. Of course, Ace of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, and Libra. All this energy is new. Libra is excited to know more about you. If you're dealing Capricorn, let's get another collective. Should we do fire? Do fire. Do Sagittarius. Capricorn. If you are dealing with a Sagittarius, if you meet a Sagittarius, that Sagittarius towards you wonders if you feel the same way about them, Capricorn. Wonders if you feel the same way about them, Capricorn. Also, too, in this energy, I wonder if that Sagittarius is also wondering, what does love and commitment mean to you? Probably thinking, too, how have they viewed love and commitment up to this point? I would say with the Hermit energy being here, especially with lovers, whatever this is called, Hierophant, and Seven of Swords. I would dare say that how Sagittarius has been viewing romantic commitments and romantic partnerships is quite different from you than you have. And Sagittarius is evaluating their own concepts of love and commitment. Also, too, what are the right precepts for them to follow in love and commitment? Anyway, Capricorn, Sagittarius' energy is a bit intense. So we have the Hermit here, essentially. Sagittarius is thinking very hard, long and hard about love, commitment. Exactly what is love? Exactly how to commit? What is commitment? How to express that? What kind of love and commitment would you want to see them express? How could they do that? Lots of things going on with Sagittarius and you in that energy, Capricorn. Capricorn, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, I wonder if that Sagittarius's love language is different than yours, Capricorn. Your way of behaving or how you express affection, love, care, etc. could be quite different from them, and also too how they've expressed it. I think they're going to try and rethink that. But if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, I feel like you need to give Sagittarius a bit of time and also have a bit of an open mind if you're interested, because Sagittarius does want to do the right thing. Sagittarius does want to go and make the effort to commit in union, to support another, to be in a partnership with another. But also, too, in this energy, Sagittarius is still discovering what that is. Hello, Jessica. How are you? Welcome. And thank you for the like. So let's go and check out the next fire sign. That would be, let's check out Aries. Aries. What do I have for Aries towards Capricorn? Could be an Aries on your mind, Capricorn. Could be an Aries you meet. Page of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. Aries is interesting. Aries has been waiting to go and move forward. Of course, Two of Wands also is Aries energy. Feel like with Aries, Aries has just been waiting for the opportunity to meet someone like you, to get to know someone like you. Also, too, in this energy, Knight of Wands and Page of Pentacles, to have fun, to go places, to see things, to do things. Feels like Aries energy is very active, very enthusiastic. Aries has been waiting. This energy also gets, oops, 2 cards came out, but I just want one. Queen of Swords. Ace of Cups. And that King of Wands popped out again. Aries should be direct with you, Capricorn. If this energy is flipped and Aries is not direct with you, or if Aries would not be direct with you, perhaps then Aries is waiting for someone to be direct. But I feel like in this energy, with Aries energy is very good. It just takes, number one, for if you and Aries are what each other is seeking, and you're able to convey that, communicate that, show that, respond to the overtures, Capricorn, this is actually very nice energy for you and Aries. A lot of things could be accomplished here. There's a lot of similarities in what you're looking for. I feel like, too, a lot of similarities in how you operate. I feel communication is something that would be encouraged and constant. I mean, you both would convey expectations and so forth. Miscommunication I see in this energy, once the ball gets going with you and Aries, would be not an issue. Capricorn, if you're dealing with, or if you meet a Leo for Capricorn. 7 of Wands is is Leo energy. I don't know if you've been having a Leo around you, Capricorn. Has a Leo been around you? Or perhaps a Leo who you haven't seen? There's some familiarity here. If there isn't familiarity here, then this is a Leo who is going to feel like you've known that Leo for much longer than you have. Could also be in that energy, Capricorn. You could open yourself up to that Leo. You could trust that Leo a lot faster than you normally would be inclined to. Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, and Page of Cups. Capricorn, dealing with a Leo, there's something outside of our immediate reality, I feel, between you and that Leo. There's a deeper connection. Leo will hit differently with you, Capricorn. Maybe a little too differently either for you or that Leo. I feel like with Leo, you need to be careful, Capricorn, to make sure that you don't give grace to what Leo could do. Give grace, Capricorn, to what Leo does. Because in this energy, it's very easy to get carried away. It's also very easy to feel guarded too. But pay attention to the actions, Capricorn, of what Leo does. That's going to tell you everything, because I feel like both you and Leo will be feeling each other a lot. And I feel like in that energy, feel, not to be redundant, but in that energy, Capricorn, you could give grace, or Leo could give grace to having certain expectations that haven't been even spoken about, because the feeling of affinity, the feeling of partnership, the feeling of understanding would be that strong, that some things could just be assumed. Something to go and consider. Capricorn. I did all the fire, right? I think so. Let's see. Guess we'll do earth, as that was a fire. Underneath, we'll do, thank you for the like. Let's check out Capricorn. Capricorn, for Capricorn. Capricorn, do you have a Capricorn on your mind? If you meet a Capricorn, I have the world and death. If you meet a Capricorn, someone, now there's two things that could be going on here, Capricorn. One thing is one could encourage a big change in the other, could cause a big change in the other. And the second thing is, if you're meeting a Capricorn, that Capricorn could be going through a major change themselves, just independent of you. It's one or the other energy here, but there's big change that's coming up here, something that's different. They're going to see the world differently. They're going to operate in the world differently, which could also be, well, it pulls back to that main reading that we had. The love that I see for you, Capricorn, is someone who hasn't experienced love or been interested in love that way before. In a word, though, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, the energy looks very promising. Could also be a bit scary, Capricorn. You know, and this energy is not really about going slow or fast with death and the world, but it's really about how open you are to changes, both of you, how open you are to changes, and how do you embrace that, react to it, go towards that. Because you and Capricorn, never has anything felt so complete. I'd say definitely green light all around with you and Capricorn, or Capricorn and Capricorn. Six of Wands. Three of Swords. Five of Swords. Okay. Does get the meaning a little bit more specific here. He's probably like, this is too heavy. It's actually getting a little specific here, Capricorn. Capricorn, do you know somebody already who has significant Capricorn placements, or perhaps a Capricorn Venus? Capricorn, it feels like someone who knows you, or if they don't know, or if they haven't been involved with you, they see you, Capricorn, as something they can't allow to slip by. All this energy is really determined to obtain. The King of Cups, Seven of Wands, Four of Wands, a lot of longing here, a lot of necessity here, a once in a chance, once in a lifetime opportunity here. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, someone's going to be more insistent than the other. I think they'll convey that to Capricorn. Maybe that could be a little disarming or a little alarming, that the way they express this. Maybe they could appear, Capricorn, a bit too confident. Maybe they could try and impress you a bit too much in conversation about what they've done. But definitely in this energy, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, Capricorn really likes you. Capricorn is anxious. Capricorn will try and pull out the stops to go and impress you. Could have the opposite effect, though, with you, Capricorn. Possibly. The energy is a bit abrasive, as I said. Person's anxious. Person will talk a little bit too much, but it's in an effort to try and impress you the way they are impressed by you. Capricorn, if you're dealing with a Taurus for Capricorn. Knight of Wands with Nine of Swords. Taurus has some sort of realization. What kind of realization is that? Taurus could be coming towards you. We'll find out. But Taurus definitely has had a realization in this energy. They've been wondering, what can they do? What can they do in a partnership? What can they do? They made a decision to go forward on something. We'll find out what that is. But a little desperate for an Ace of Swords and a Nine of Swords to kick off a Nine of Wands. Excuse me, a Knight of Wands. This Knight of Wands is also anxious. Look at you, Capricorn. Inspiring these collective wide trends. Anyway, let's go and see more about Taurus. Knight of Wands. So Taurus before perhaps hasn't been, could I say they haven't been direct? Two of Pentacles there. Kind of find it hard they wouldn't be direct, but one would say that in this energy, especially with that Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, and then now with all this fire, Taurus is going to be direct. Taurus is going to be bold. Taurus has made a decision. Five of Swords to speak, well, to get what they want. I'm not going to say to speak clearly. Taurus has made a decision to go after what they want, to say what they want, and they don't really care what the other thinks. Definitely some Capricorn, if you're dealing with a Taurus, if you meet a Taurus, Taurus is going to be transparent with their words and actions. Taurus right now doesn't really care about how they're perceived by others. Taurus has decided that they're going to go and live their own truth. They're going to go and say their own truth, act their own truth, and whether or not you share that sentiment with them or not is irrelevant. But Taurus is going to tell you exactly what they want, exactly why they want it. Out of their own self-satisfaction, they're going to be true to themselves. So you'll know exactly where you stand with Taurus. Taurus will be very clear. You can ask Taurus, you can have a conversation. Taurus will be very direct. Virgo. Shall we see Capricorn of Virgo for Capricorn? If you have been dealing with a Virgo, if you meet a Virgo, what's Virgo's energy towards Capricorn? 6 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Virgo has been trying to do something. Maybe too in this energy, Capricorn, Virgo has been trying to do something. Virgo has been trying to move towards something. Maybe too, if you've been dealing with a Virgo Capricorn, Virgo could feel, first of all, that your direction and their direction is taking them in 2 different paths. Maybe too, Virgo could feel like how you are moving towards your path, your goals, Capricorn, are either brighter than how they're doing it, better than they're doing it, faster than they're doing it, more exciting than they're doing it, something like that. Because Virgo is trying to accomplish something and it's taking very long for them to do it. It's hard for Virgo to do it, whether or not it appears that way or not. Very emphatic energy. If you're dealing with a Virgo, if you meet a Virgo, Virgo is very preoccupied. Virgo is also impatient. Virgo wants very specific things in life, in general, outside of you. And it's just taking a lot of effort for them to accomplish it, to even come near it. They're not near it yet. So Virgo, first of all, is frustrated. They're frustrated with where they are right now and how things are going. As Virgo's basic energy. And I have a 2 of Cups. Lovers. 6 of Cups in the Sun. Do you know a Virgo, Capricorn? If you meet a Capricorn, if you meet a Virgo Capricorn, well, a couple things could go on if you're meeting a Capricorn. If you meet a Capricorn in this energy, Virgo could have some pretty deep ties to the past, pretty deep ties to people from the past. Virgo could be very sweet or hung up or ruminating about people and situations that they have dealt with in the past. And those people, Capricorn, have not left Virgo's heart if you meet a Virgo. If you've been dealing with a Virgo, I feel like a lot of this energy is going back and forth. Something special about the connection between you and them, that although they are looking elsewhere and perhaps distancing themselves from you, Capricorn, they're still tied to you quite deeply, quite deeply. If you meet, that's if you're dealing with one. Either way, though, let me say that in this energy, Virgo's energy is seesawing, whether it's between you or whether it's between someone else. Virgo has a lot of emotion about something that has touched their heart, and they can't let go of it. And at the same time, they can't move closer towards it. Virgo wants to move away. Virgo wants to something about this energy is a little desperate, a little closed off, and Virgo cycles back. And it's like, too, whoever Virgo has known in the past, that's still kind of like a metric for Virgo, even as they move away from it. So in short, if you're dealing with a Virgo, if you meet a Virgo, know that because Virgo is, first of all, dissatisfied with where they are in life, that dissatisfaction is spilling off into other facets that are connected to their life. I will let Virgo continue on doing Virgo things and work on Virgo life before Capricorn, you get in the midst of somebody who's in a Six of Swords, all swept away in a Two of Cups, a Lovers, and a Six of Cups. Those are relationship ties that are pulling on Virgo like elastic. I would not touch that. Let's see. That would be painful, Capricorn. That's why I would not touch it. It would be painful for whoever Virgo deals with while in that energy. Let's go on to, we did all the earth signs, right? We're on water. Capricorn, if a Pisces is on your mind, Pisces energy popping up, a Pisces for Capricorn. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Of course, the Eight of Cups is Piscean energy. Eight of Pentacles, and then we have the eights, fate numbers. Pisces, it's going to be hard to go and get the attention of Pisces, Capricorn. If you're interested in Pisces, you attract Pisces by showing, first of all, where do you see yourself going, Capricorn? What do you want to do, Capricorn? Where do you see yourself being, Capricorn? What do you feel like you're meant to do, Capricorn? Build and talk and work towards your goals, Capricorn. Because Pisces is working and building and exploring their goals. In this energy, Pisces is very head down in their reality. But also, too, in this energy, Pisces is searching for other people that they can find inspiration from. Like-minded people, interesting people, committed people, curious people, busy people. Do you want to change your world, Capricorn? Pisces wants to change at least where they sit in the world. And that's a great place to start if you're interested in Pisces, regardless if it's friend romantic interest, someone you know, someone who you'll meet. That's how you get, first of all, Pisces' attention. 9 of Cups, some more Pisces energy, and these cards fell out. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Sun. If you're interested in Pisces, if you're dealing with a Pisces, Pisces wants to see you work on things that you find important, Capricorn. Pisces will be motivated, Capricorn, literally by you doing you. They'll be inspired by it. In this energy, essentially what I see here, provided, Capricorn, you are dedicated to pursuing your interest, I think that's the number one way to get the attention of Pisces. Anyway, and as long as you're in that energy, you and Pisces looks really, really good. It also looks like in this energy, both of you inspire each other. Both of you support each other. You accomplish a lot with Pisces towards life. Anyway, I give a green thumb, a green light. I say green thumb because I have my little plant nursery there. I give a green light to Pisces. Let's see. Scorpio. Capricorn. We had all that Scorpio energy. Is this Scorpio on your mind? If you meet a Scorpio. Did I even move that around? I don't know. I thought I did. Scorpio has been transforming themselves. Of course, not surprising, consider it Scorpio energy. Scorpio, essentially, Capricorn, has been walking away from something they viewed as standard, maybe what they saw growing up, Capricorn, in terms of love, partnerships, family, and those sorts of things. Maybe that has been changing from Scorpio. Maybe they've walked away from their hometown or where they used to live, who they used to deal with. Something about Scorpio. Scorpio has really made some distinct and conscience. Oh, I can't say the word. Conscience, like active, aware thought. From that, from what they have done or what they have seen, what they were raised in, where they were raised in. Scorpio has done a lot of walking away from things that they learned to find a healthier path of operating for themselves. Scorpio has undergone a lot of changes, the Scorpio that you see right now. It's taken Scorpio time and effort to do that as well. And they had to go and develop new support systems or really tap into their own backbone and realize that support from healthy sources, even if it's themselves, is all that is necessary. Scorpio has been learning those sorts of things, Capricorn. The Scorpio you see, the Scorpio you could meet. And so in that energy, Scorpio is open. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio is open, but at the same time, Scorpio has some definite things that, what's the right word? Makes them cautious, makes them a little antsy. Scorpio definitely has some very distinct things they would view as deal breakers. I feel ultimately in this energy, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio wants to see how open you are to how Scorpio wants to act, how Scorpio wants to live, how Scorpio wants to behave, what Scorpio is finding important. How do you communicate, validate, and work with what Scorpio has now deemed to be important? And that's really where everything is built upon. If you see things differently, or perhaps if you react to Scorpio, well, depending on how you act to Scorpio and how Scorpio wants to be treated, the boundaries they set, and also to what they find important. You know what it's like? It's like if Scorpio likes the color yellow, do you like the color yellow too? And if Scorpio likes sitting outside, do you like sitting outside too? I don't know. It's like little things like that, but on a much more important level. I don't know if it's about religion, where they want to live, how they view life, but there are just some very strong things that I do feel Scorpio will convey to you. Scorpio has been really deliberate about that, what they want now going forward, and how they want to be treated going forward. Hello. Now let's see. Let's see. Our final sign, that's Cancer. Scorpio, if a Cancer is on your mind, if you're dealing with a Cancer with Scorpio, Cancer sees Capricorn. Oh, Cancer for Scorpio. A Cancer for Capricorn. That Cancer towards you, Capricorn. Let's see. Hermit. Cancer has been in movement for a long time, Capricorn. Cancer has been almost in gypsy energy, whether Cancer has actually been moving from place to place, Capricorn, or Cancer has had a myriad of thoughts, Capricorn. Cancer could have a whole host of emotions that they've been going through. Capricorn, maybe Cancer has been having all three. But Cancer has been in movement for a long time. Of course, the devil is Capricorn energy. Cancer's been unsatisfied for a long time, Capricorn. Cancer got disappointed either once or several times, quite deeply, Capricorn, and because of that, well, Cancer does want one thing really, really strongly, and at the same time, they move around. They can't help it. They can't settle. They're scared to settle. They're scared of being hurt. They're scared what will happen if they want, what will be happen if something else is created. Another connection is created. Someone else gets close to them. So Cancer is in movement. For a long time, Capricorn. What do they say? There are the two types of the runners and the chasers. In this energy, Cancer is definitely deflecting. Tower. 10 of Pentacles. So we have some Virgo energy coming up here, Capricorn. And I do read my queens as cardinals. Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. Well, if you're dealing with a Cancer, first of all, Capricorn, I feel like Cancer could be very cold. Or if they're not cold, maybe when they stop paying interest to you, they're really appearing disinterested. Like, in other words, they could engage quickly, cut off quickly, be very warm, and then like almost a switch on off type of energy. If they're not cold to begin with. If they're not distanced from to begin with, friendly only so far. But ultimately, Cancer is in has been impatient for connections, but they want the complete package, Capricorn, which could be a little desperate in this energy. Tower, 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, could be a little premature. You meet them right away and they say, oh, I want everything. Bottom of the deck energy under an Ace of Wands. Oh, yeah, Cancer. So Cancer could be a little overwhelming. Ultimately, Capricorn, once Cancer it starts to express themselves. Page of Wands with a King of Pentacles. We have soulmate energy coming up here. 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Well, Capricorn, if you like a Cancer, Cancer has been ready to go since yesterday, right? And in this energy, I feel like, they're not really allowing themselves to believe what could happen or what could be waiting for them in the future. So they purposely kind of appear disinterested or cold. But a Cancer really wants a relationship, but that relationship has to be kind of forever. Forever or nothing. Okay, so I already folded, I think, that King of Pentacles back in, but you get the idea. That's what Cancer wants. That's Cancer's energy. I will also say in this energy, if it's not going to be something forever, then Cancer probably will not be that interested in it, if at all. And also, too, I wonder what Cancer's patience would be, despite the fact that it is a Hermit as a main energy with Wheel of Fortune, because it's like Cancer's already been in this energy of solitude for a very long time. And Cancer is prepared to remain in solitude unless they get what they want. Kind of all for nothing. And maybe well, it's all for nothing. All right. Thank you for the likes and hello. That is going to be it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the love readings. If you like this reading and appreciate my time, let me know. Do give me a thumbs up, especially as these readings take a bit of time, as you can see. But sometimes it's fun, right, to do love readings. I also encourage you, Capricorn, if you're watching this and if your Venus is in another sign, check out some of the other readings that are done here, because you can also go by your Venus sign. Or if your Jupiter is aspected in a prominent way in your chart, if you want curious about Jupiter energy, you can check out Jupiter too. As I said before, for love, you can definitely think about your 7th house, your Jupiter and Juno energies, maybe Lilith energies in addition to your Venus. Until next time, I am Mystic Cherokee. Say goodnight.